Welcome. I want to speak to you honestly. This is not another quick motivational video that fades after 10 minutes. This is different. This lesson is about something deeper, the difference between a peaceful life and a painful one. And it begins inside your mind. You live in a world that constantly wants your reaction. People insult you to control you. They ignore you to break your spirit. They spread lies, not for truth, but to see you fall apart. And most people react instantly, loudly, emotionally, without thinking. Every reaction costs you peace. Every outburst costs you control. Every angry reply takes away your personal power. Most people don't realize how much they destroy their lives through their own reactions. One moment of anger can change everything. Think about it. One argument ruined a friendship. One message ended a relationship. One emotional reaction destroyed months of progress. So today, I'm asking you to slow down and really listen. What you'll learn today can make you untouchable, calm, focused, and free. You won't become peaceful because life is easy. You'll become peaceful because you no longer let life control your emotions. This message is not only for people chasing success, it's for those tired of being controlled by their feelings and others' opinions. If you stay with me until the end, you'll understand a strength that most people never find: the power of calm awareness. This lesson also helps you grow your English. Each word is simple. Each sentence teaches both language and strength. Let's begin with Lesson 1. Reacting means they control you. When someone can press a button and make you angry, they control you. When one sentence changes your mood, they win. If another person's insult or silence can shake you, you are no longer in control. You're being directed like a puppet. Reacting fast doesn't mean you're strong. It means you're easy to manipulate. Quick reactions come from emotion, not from power. Every time you react without thinking, you give away something precious: your peace, your energy, your focus. How many good moments in your life were destroyed because you reacted too fast? Count them honestly. How many times did you shout at someone you love, then regret it later? How many texts did you send in anger, then wish to delete? That's emotional slavery. You may not wear visible chains, but your emotions are being controlled by the world around you. And the worst part? You don't even notice it happening. That's why awareness is the first step to freedom. Let's take an example. A young man worked hard in his office. He stayed late, followed every rule, wanted to grow. One day during a meeting, his manager criticized him publicly. It was unfair and false. The young man exploded with anger. He shouted, argued, and defended himself. Everyone went silent. The energy changed. The manager walked away calmly. From that day, the young man was known as the emotional one, not the hardworking one. His reaction destroyed years of effort. He didn't win. He lost. Because he let someone else control his emotions. That's the power you lose when you react. So, what's the solution? The 5-second rule, a tool used by calm and powerful people in every situation. Next time someone disrespects you, lies, or yells, pause. Don't speak. Don't move. Just breathe slowly for 5 seconds. Inhale deeply. Exhale slowly. Count to 5. In that small pause, you take back the one thing nobody should ever own: your control. Because when you pause, something powerful happens. The emotion starts to fade. The brain starts to think clearly again. You can still respond later, but now your words will be strong, not emotional. Your actions will be wise, not impulsive. This habit, the 5-second pause, can change your life in relationships, work, family, and personal growth. When you don't react, you're not weak. You're powerful. You're untouchable. You're free. Lesson 2. Most reactions become regrets. There are moments in life we wish we could erase. One message, one word, one decision made in anger or fear. Those moments stay with us for years. You don't carry the insult they gave you. You carry your own reaction to it. You don't carry failure. You carry the way you broke down when it happened. That's what pain really is. Your reaction. People think reacting quickly shows honesty or strength. But fast reactions come from pain, not power. We scream when we feel small. We blame when we feel weak. We fight when we feel hurt. That's not real strength. When the moment is gone, what remains? Guilt, shame, regret, and the silent voice that says, I should have stayed calm. Words cannot be deleted. Actions don't disappear. And people rarely forget. That's why one reaction can change everything. How many people have you lost because you reacted too fast? How many arguments could you have avoided? How many peaceful days were ruined just because you allowed one bad moment to control you? Think deeply. Sometimes you don't realize what you've lost until it's too late to fix it. That's why emotional discipline matters. Let's look at another story. Two sisters loved each other deeply, like best friends. But one day, something broke. During a family gathering, the younger sister made a sarcastic joke about something painful. The older one exploded. She shouted in front of everyone, said words she could never take back. The room fell silent. The sister walked away. Days passed, weeks passed, but their bond never returned. Years later, the woman cried looking at their old photo, not because of what her sister said, but because of how she reacted. One moment, one reaction, a lifetime of regret. So what's the lesson? Train yourself to respond, not react. This is a mindset, a muscle, a daily discipline. When something painful happens, repeat this sentence in your mind. This emotion is real, but this reaction is my choice. Yes, you feel hurt. Yes, it's unfair. Yes, you want to scream. But pause. Stay still. Let the emotion rise, without moving. Feel it fully, but don't let it guide you. Ask yourself, am I reacting to this moment or to something old inside me? Wait 10 minutes, an hour, or even a day. Then respond. With truth, with calmness, with strength. This one habit can save relationships, protect peace, and secure your future. Reacting may feel strong, but peace is stronger. Because peace never creates regret. Reaction does. Lesson 3. Silence is a superpower. The world is full of noise. People argue, explain, justify, and talk endlessly, trying to prove they are right or important. But here's a truth most people never learn. The strongest person in any room is often the quietest one. Silence is misunderstood. People think being silent means you are weak, afraid, or avoiding conflict. But that's not true. It takes more courage to stay calm than to shout. It takes more power to walk away than to fight. Real power lives in silence. Because silence means control. Silence means focus. Silence means dignity. When you stay silent, people can't read your thoughts. They can't predict your next move. They don't know if you've won or lost. That mystery gives you quiet power. You stop reacting to noise and start leading from stillness. Let's take a real example. A man was publicly attacked on social media by a former friend. Lies, screenshots, and gossip everywhere. Everyone waited for him to defend himself. They expected anger, long posts, live videos, and drama, but he said nothing. People called him weak, guilty, and cowardly. Still, he stayed silent. Months later, the truth came out by itself. The friend who lied was exposed. Everyone saw the truth without him saying a single word. His silence became his victory. While others screamed, he stayed calm. And his calmness became his strength, his class, his respect. So how can you use silence as a weapon, not a weakness? Start by choosing when to speak and when not to. You don't need to respond to every insult. You don't need to explain yourself to those who already decided to misunderstand you. You don't have to post, message, or prove your dignity online. Sometimes the most powerful message is silence itself. In conflict, say calmly, "I understand," and walk away. Don't argue. Let their own words burn them, not yours. In drama, step back. Don't add your voice to the noise. Truth doesn't need help to rise. It always does. In disrespect, don't shout, don't cry, don't explain. Look them in the eyes and stay silent. That's quiet confidence. People will notice you're calm. They will feel your power. You win not by reacting, but by rising above the chaos. Lesson 4. Not everything deserves your energy. One of the biggest mistakes people make is trying to fight every battle and prove themselves in every argument. You defend yourself to every critic. You reply to every message. You explain yourself to people who don't even care. It feels brave at first, but it slowly destroys your energy, your focus, and your peace. You must understand this. Not every problem deserves your emotional attention. Not every person deserves a reaction from you. Your time and energy are limited. Every time you give it to something useless, you have less for what truly matters. If you give energy to gossip, you lose it for your goals. If you give energy to hate, you lose it for love. If you keep reacting to what drains you, you will feel empty. No energy left for your dreams or growth. Some people don't want peace. They want drama. Your reaction feeds their ego. They feel powerful when you lose control. If you keep stepping into their chaos, you'll never build your own calm world. Here's a story. A young college student studied hard, stayed focused, and had big dreams. She was known for her discipline. One day, someone spread lies about her, saying she cheated on a test. Her name became gossip in every corner. She was angry. She wrote long posts online, explaining and defending herself. But the rumors didn't stop. Days turned into weeks. She couldn't focus. She stopped studying. She lost motivation. She gave all her power to lies. Later, she said something painful. "I didn't lose because of what they said. I lost because I tried to fix what didn't matter." That's the cost of giving energy to the wrong things. You lose yourself while trying to protect your image. So here's the rule. Protect your energy like gold. Before reacting, ask yourself, does this deserve my attention? If it doesn't help you grow, walk away. If it doesn't bring peace, ignore it. You are not here to win small arguments. You are here to win your life. Your focus, your peace, and your dreams are more important than temporary battles. Stop explaining yourself to people who refuse to understand you. Silence is the best response to closed minds. If they already judged you, your words won't change them. Save your breath for progress, not for proving. Respond only where growth is possible. If the conversation doesn't lift you higher, it's a trap. This isn't weakness, it's wisdom. You don't have to show up to every fight you're invited to. Peace doesn't come from winning every battle. It comes from knowing which battles are not worth fighting at all. So make a list every morning. What deserves my energy today? If it's not on that list, it doesn't deserve a reaction. Choose your peace like you choose your future. Carefully, deliberately, and with discipline. Because every reaction either drains your strength or builds your destiny. Choose wisely every single time. Lesson 5. The one who stays calm wins. The world respects calm people. Calm people are trusted, respected, and remembered because they make wise decisions and protect their energy. When you stay calm, you keep your power. You think clearly. You lead with confidence, not chaos. Calmness turns fear into focus. Most people live like storms. They shout, panic, cry, blame, and lose control. Then they wonder why nothing works. But calm people are different. They become the stillness that stops the storm. Their peace changes the entire environment. Calmness doesn't mean you don't feel pain. It means you've learned to hold pain without letting it control your behavior. Here's a story. On a crowded train, a drunk man entered, shouting and pushing people. The whole compartment was tense. Some passengers yelled back, some moved away, some started recording. But one old man stayed calm, quiet, and still. The angry man came close, ready to fight. The old man looked him in the eyes and said, "Whatever hurt you today, I'm sorry." The drunk man froze. His fists dropped. His eyes softened. He sat down and cried. The train fell silent. One calm person changed the energy of the entire place. He didn't react. He responded with compassion and strength. He understood something others didn't. This is not about me. That's what calm people know. They understand that not every storm outside needs to become a storm inside. So how do you build calmness like that? You train for it. Calmness is not natural. It's a discipline. You practice calmness the same way a warrior trains for battle, through repetition and awareness. Start with your breath. Breathing deeply is not just relaxation, it's control. When your body calms down, your mind listens. Observe before speaking. Let people show who they are. Watch situations unfold before you respond. That's power through patience. Detach emotionally before acting. Ask yourself, am I responding from truth or reacting from pain? If it's pain, wait. If it's truth, act. Practice calmness in small things. Spilled coffee, traffic, late messages, minor stress. Each moment trains your emotional muscles. The more you stay calm in small storms, the more control you'll have when life sends the big ones. Anyone can shout, panic, or cry, but the one who stays calm, sees clearly, and speaks gently, that's real strength. Because life always follows the calm mind, not the loud one. Calmness is quiet power. Lesson 6. Reaction is habit, response is power. Most people react automatically. They don't even realize it. They react not because they're angry, but because it's their habit. It's automatic. It's emotional. It's not a conscious choice anymore. They react because that's what they've always done. Someone disrespects them. They fight back. Someone ignores them. They feel hurt. Someone cuts in traffic. They shout. They don't stop to ask, do I really need to react right now? They just do it, again and again. But here's the truth. Reaction is automatic. Response is intentional. And only one of them leads to peace and power. A reaction is fast, emotional, and uncontrolled. It comes from the pain inside you. A response is calm, clear, and strong. The person who reacts is like fire, quick, loud, and destructive. The one who responds is like water, steady, deep, unshakable. Ask yourself, are you reacting like a machine or responding like a master? Your answer decides the quality of your life. Here's an example. A young waiter worked in a busy restaurant. He was kind and respectful, even under pressure. One evening, a rude customer shouted, snapped fingers, and insulted him. Are you deaf, stupid, or just lazy? The restaurant went silent. Everyone waited for his reaction. But the waiter smiled calmly and said, "Sir, I'm doing my best." He added, "If that's not enough for you, I understand. But I'll continue to serve you with respect because that's who I am." The customer looked small. The waiter stood tall. The manager, who saw it all, promoted him that same night. Why? Because he responded, not reacted. He showed mastery, not emotion. Reaction is instinct. Response is wisdom. We often react because we haven't healed our wounds. If you were ignored as a child, you'll overreact to being ignored today. If you were humiliated once, you'll explode when someone disrespects you now. If you were abandoned, distance will trigger your fear. Your reactions are not about the person in front of you. They come from pain inside you that's still unhealed. Until you see that truth, you'll keep reacting to things that don't deserve your pain or your attention. So how do you break this habit? Step 1. Turn reaction into awareness. The moment you feel triggered, pause. Take one breath. That single breath breaks the automatic chain. It creates space between emotion and action, and in that space lives your power. Step 2. Ask yourself, is this about now or something old? Most reactions come from old wounds, not the current moment. When you realize that, you stop feeding your past pain. You start living in the present. Step 3. Respond with truth, not emotion. Speak only when your truth is clear and your heart is calm. Practice this every day in small things. When someone forgets to reply, stay calm. When traffic is slow, breathe. When life feels unfair, pause. Each small moment becomes emotional training. Every breath is a chance to grow stronger. The world doesn't need more people who react. It needs people who think before they speak and feel before they act. Because the ones who choose awareness over anger, who stay calm when others panic, they become leaders. They are remembered not for their noise, but for their grace. Their silence teaches louder than any words. And now the question is yours. Will you keep reacting from your past pain or start responding from your future strength? Lesson 7. If you want peace, let go of ego. Many people suffer silently, not because of pain or fear, but because of ego, that quiet voice demanding constant respect. It whispers, they should treat me better. They must know my worth. I can't let them win. That voice keeps you trapped. Ego isn't strength. Ego is a prison. It keeps you angry, bitter, and controlled by other people's opinions. The ego always wants attention, praise, and validation, but the world won't always give them to you. And that's when it panics. When the ego feels ignored or disrespected, it explodes. It makes you argue, defend, and fight for approval that doesn't matter. You shout because your ego says, they can't talk to me like that. You reply to hate because it says, they must know who I am. But you don't need to defend what's already real. You don't need to prove what already exists. Truth doesn't need volume. The moment you drop your ego, you rise. Because peace lives where ego ends. Here's a story. A man worked for years in a company. He gave everything. His time, his energy, his loyalty. One day, he was replaced without warning. No gratitude, no apology, nothing. His ego screamed, how could they do this to me? He wanted revenge, wanted to expose them. But before acting, he visited his grandmother, a woman who had survived everything. She said gently, you don't heal by proving others wrong. You heal by proving they can't control your future. Those words changed him. He stayed silent. He walked away with dignity. Months later, he started his own business. Years later, he succeeded beyond anyone's expectations. He won, not through revenge, but through peace and purpose. That's what happens when you let go of ego. You stop wasting energy proving yourself. You start using energy to build yourself. Ego makes you react because it cannot stand disrespect or rejection. It cannot survive silence. But peace can. When you act from ego, you argue, defend, and explain. But when you act from peace, you smile, walk away, and move forward. Ego wants revenge. Your soul wants freedom. If you choose ego, you'll lose peace. Choose peace, and you'll gain everything. You'll no longer need to react to every comment, argue with every critic, or prove your worth to anyone. When the ego dies, calmness is born. You'll stop chasing validation and start feeling free. So how do you do it? Catch the voice of ego early. When you feel the urge to fight, pause. Ask, is this my soul or my ego? Let people misunderstand you. Let them think you're wrong. You don't need to explain truth to those who prefer lies. Stop fighting to be right. The need to be right often keeps you stuck in the wrong energy. Ask yourself, what's more important, being right or being at peace? Choose peace, always. Next time someone disrespects you and your ego wants to scream, breathe, smile, walk away with quiet strength, not because you're weak, but because you're done being ruled by something as fragile as ego. Your worth is not a debate. You don't need to react to prove it. You don't need to shout to protect it. You only need to live it with calmness, clarity, and quiet confidence. When you let go of ego, something powerful happens. You become light. You become free. You become untouchable. Peace doesn't live in noise. It lives in stillness, in silence, in the calm heart that no longer needs to win. That's the kind of strength most people never find. But you can. And you can start right now. Because the less you react, the more power you have. The less ego you carry, the more peace you feel. You don't need to fight every battle. You don't need to prove your worth. You don't need to chase respect. You are already enough. You are already strong. You are already free. From this moment forward, protect your peace. Don't trade it for anything. Not for attention, not for pride, not for noise. When the world tries to pull you into chaos, pause, breathe. Remember who you are and what truly matters. You don't belong in the noise. You were born for something greater: peace, purpose, and quiet power. Stay still, stay true, keep rising silently, because sometimes the loudest thing you can say is nothing at all. Thank you for listening. I'm proud of you. You are learning not just English, but emotional mastery and self-control. May God bless you with strength, with calmness, and with a life no reaction can destroy. Take care of your mind. Protect your soul. Remember, staying calm is not weakness. It's your greatest power. Until next time, stay strong, stay silent, stay free.